The launch of the Guardian's data blog saw the newspaper's journalists change the way they handled data. Reporters had been acquiring datasets and handing them over to the graphics desk to turn into visualizations for years, but after that, the data was discarded and forgotten. Simon Rogers decided that this was a waste. He began to produce a section for the site where all the datasets that were used by data journalists were uploaded and made accessible to the public using the cloud-based spreadsheet software Google Sheets. If readers were interested in working with the data themselves, then now they could. I still get emails thanking me about data I have uploaded frequently. Doing this turns your reporting into a great resource and means that your work is more likely to be cited by other journalists, academics, politicians, and researchers. It is simple to do too. If your data is already being worked on in Google Sheets, then you only need to format it for publication. Make sure that your columns are clearly labeled so nobody gets confused about what they are seeing. Format, text wrapping, wrap is a really useful function to know here. Remove any data that you deem to be sensitive. Be particularly careful if your data refers to businesses or individuals. In a lot of cases, publishing this information will have legal implications. If there is anything that is legally advisable not to include in the story, it should not be in your dataset. It is important to consider the origin of the data that you are publishing if it is not your own. If you are reusing data from a public source, then check what their license terms are and see if you have a right to publish it. If they have a Creative Commons license, it is worth listing that in the document under a notes section. You will probably want to add your own note clarifying the license you are releasing this data under also. If the data was exclusively shared with you by a source, then they may be annoyed if you publish the data they have given to you without redaction. Get their permission first so you keep that source on board. On Google Sheets, simply click Share and then choose to make the sheet accessible to anyone with a link. Google will then produce a URL that you can put into your story as a hyperlink. You can title it, "See the full data here." Once you get into coding, then you can alternatively publish both your code and data on the website GitHub. This can become a great repository for the information behind a project that you can keep adding to if the story develops. I have linked to a tutorial about how to upload your data to the site below.